one small, tiny, itsy-bitsy incident with Ra and one of Yandy's friends, but it was nothing.
Okay, but the deed is done now. They both done came public with their lovers. I'm not mad at it, and for Clarissa to bring Papoose out when she was walking out for her fight, have him rap, have him perform, like she put on for him, he put on for her. I like that, and you could literally tell, like when they're together, you can tell that she genuinely likes this man, and that he genuinely likes her.
People believe that the Rema and Papoose saga was finally coming to an end, but then another unexpected turn of events, possibly the most outrageous yet, is that Papoose wants full custody of their daughter. Let's just say that things are getting serious in the courtroom and on the streets. People forgot that these two were once in a relationship, and they looked invincible on red carpets and in rap battles. But behind all the smiles, cracks were beginning to show. Remy has been making strong accusations that Papoose was crazy and that their relationship was going on behind closed doors. Arguments became heated, and she's blaming him for going too far. But wait, there's more. The gossip mill is going crazy. People are claiming that Remy not only cheated, but that she also introduced their daughter to the man she was having an affair with. If this is true, it's bold. Since Papoose came out with it all, there have been rumors that she disappeared, leaving the child behind and letting Papoose handle parenting alone. Now, everyone is wondering if Papoose is truly vying for full custody in the divorce, and if this is a man fighting for his child, or is there another side to the tale? In any case, this breakup isn't a quiet split. Rather, it's turning into a full-fledged battle. Remember, Remy and Papoose maintained their relationship through the worst storms for over 10 years. They survived the industry drama and shut it down together for 8 years. Papoose was out there wearing the crown as the king of loyalty, proving that true love still exists in hip-hop. However, now that the dream appears to be shattered, everyone is watching it all fall apart, headline by headline.
Literally every single day, so I was chilling. I was like,
So he came up every day? Every visit?
for the first year, he came literally every single day. When you're in a match, you have a visit every day, so
Right,
it
right,
alters
right.
on the weekends,
That's
so
right.
Saturday or Sunday. So
Nobody ever anticipated this from him, but in recent years, the relationship between Remy Ma and Papoose, which everyone believed to be as strong as a brick wall, has totally broken down. The big question is how we got here. How two people who used to look ride or die started pointing fingers and berating each other online like strangers. Where did the love go? Let's go back in time and really look at the couple that once gave us hope. Under pressure, we're talking about cheating, rumors, blow-up arguments, and even accusations about heated fights behind closed doors. Deconstruct everything from the early days of sparks flying to the shocking drama that has everyone examining their relationship in a negative light. However, before we discuss love and heartbreak, we must first discuss Remy Ma's identity as a powerhouse and not just as a partner. Born Remy Smith on May 30, 1980, in the Bronx, Remy grew up in a difficult environment and witnessed the harsh effects of addiction in her family. She had to mature quickly and was more than just a big sister. She also had to play the role of mother, taking care of her younger siblings when no one else could. Her life changed when Big Pun himself saw her potential and took her under his wing. Her cosign was major. After Big Pun's death, Fat Joe kept her momentum going by bringing her into his Terror Squad crew and putting her on the map. For real, Remy wasn't just trying to make it. She was the moment a Bronx-born Spitfire turned pain into power and carved out her place in a game that wasn't meant for her. Remy was built differently. She had bars before people even knew what that meant.
I love really hard. But I have to love somebody who wanna, love somebody back. You know what I'm saying? He was such a sweetheart. Ain't nobody telling him to tie my goddamn boot either, but he said it wasn't laced right, so he laced it right. It was so funny.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. each other. But I don't know, it's not one of those things. I was like, I want to keep him on to myself.
Remy Ma was a rising star, and when she debuted on the #1 anthem Lean in 2004, it was clear that she was more than just a rapper. With her smooth flow and razor-sharp delivery, she proved she could compete with the big names in a game that was primarily controlled by men. Her presence and confidence bars made it impossible to ignore her. When her debut album, which was based on a true story, came out in 2006, it was a fire project that showcased her abilities and showed the world that she wasn't just a battle rapper, but rather a full-fledged storyteller with heart and grit and lyrical muscle. But just when it seemed like Remy was going to blow the industry away, everything changed in 2007. After a heated argument over missing money, reportedly around $3,000, things quickly became ugly. Remy ended up shooting Makeda Barnes-Joseph, who she thought had stolen from her. The fallout was immediate, and the court sentenced her to 8 years in prison. Her rising career abruptly came to a halt, and many people assumed it was a wrap, thinking she was done for good in both music and love. He refused to leave. Instead, he stood tall, and that man was none other than Papoose, whose real name was Shamu Maki, who was born on March 5, 1977. Out of Brooklyn, Pap had already established himself in the underground scene with his honest lyrics, witty repartee, and profoundly felt socially conscious rhymes. He wasn't looking for influence. Instead, he was regarded in the streets for being genuine, even though he never quite achieved mainstream fame. Pap released mixtapes that helped him gain notoriety, but his unwavering devotion to Remy, they met in the early 2000s and clicked right away, was the main factor that kept him in the public eye.
Miss Remy Ma, Mr. Papoose, really the hip-hop's Hollywood couple right now. Y'all need your own show. That's right.
Their relationship began with hip-hop, but Remy Ma and Papoose's bond went far beyond bars and beats. He wasn't just impressed by Remy's talent, he also admired her strength, drive, and the way she stood on her own 2 feet. When Remy was given that prison sentence in 2008, Papoose didn't back down. He made a bold move and proposed to her. However, everything fell apart in a dramatic way when Pap was accused of trying to smuggle in a skeleton key. That is, an actual key that prison staff claimed could have been used for an escape, and the wedding was immediately canceled, making headlines. Despite that outrageous setback, Papoose remained imprisoned, regularly visited Remy, spoke out about her case, and wrote for her, something that very few men do in this sector, particularly when reality sets in and devotion vanishes as soon as the limelight fades. While other cast members were out here dealing with messy breakups, public drama, and scandal after scandal, Remy and Pap looked like the one couple that was truly locked in. Viewers couldn't get enough of Papoose's devotion. He was lifting Remy up at every turn, and their relationship was praised as a rare example of real ride-or-die black love on screen when they welcomed him home. This is because Pap held it down until Remy finally walked free in 2014, and guess who was standing right there at the gate? In 2018, their daughter, Mackenzie, affectionately referred to as the Golden Child, appeared to be living out their fairy tale. But by 2023, trouble was beginning to seep in behind the happy photos and endearing notes. When battle rapper Gotti took the stage and called out Easy directly for allegedly being involved with Remy during a live battle, the crowd went crazy and the rumors quickly spread. Rumors circulated that Remy might have stepped out on Papa with battle rapper Easy. The Block Captain fans noticed that the couple wasn't being seen together as much as they used to, and something felt off.
That could really ruin your image. We talking, we're rocking with Sham, Pap and Real. That's us. Y'all the poster child symbol for black love. That's how America still had to go to these stages. Every interview, he's showing admiration to tell the world how you think this woman the greatest. They held you down in prison for 6 years.
When battle rapper Gotti revealed the rumors on stage, Remy was right there in the crowd. Although she laughed it off nervously, the internet wasn't letting it go, and the damage was done shortly after chaos broke out behind the scenes. Word spread on blogs that Papoose had allegedly put hands on the block captain backstage over the rumored affair, but Ease quickly shut it down, denied it all, and came out as if to show that the pressure was getting to him. In an attempt to appear unconcerned, he even said, "I'm not mad about rumors. I'm not mad about false stories because, being the person that I am, I understand." But it was obvious that the heat was getting to him. He went on to blame haters on both sides for pushing narratives on social media, saying that fans were being way too messy and that they wanted something bad to happen to me. Of course, this is the same as hating men and women that he posted. One tweet struck a different chord. However, he replied, "Seeing people happy about the possibility that something happened to me that's unacceptable," which really got people talking. I finally understood, but this is where it became serious. Peak Chaos Ease openly criticized Papoose and urged him to come forward and end the suspicions, saying, "Real men do real things, right, Pap? Come clear this up before I do." Fans were astonished that you would be suspected of sneaking around with. "We couldn't give 3 full rounds from all the opponents tonight, and I tried." Then she added, "Can you guys please stop with the easy and Pap lies? There's no place like Chrome. Right back at it. See y'all in August." It was no surprise that people began asking him to clean up the mess after saying that if P did pop him, could you even blame him? Remy wasn't having that. The ideal picture of Remy and Pap's love story had been utterly destroyed by the time 2024 arrived, and the gap between them could no longer be concealed. They weren't even attempting to hide it. One more twist. In a shocking turn of events, Remy accused Papoose of cheating on her with world boxing champion Claressa Shields. Even if you tried, you couldn't make this stuff up.
Said that Pap came home one day and was talking to Claressa Shields and fell asleep on the phone.
Yeah, so Remy explained how we got here was her
taking this conversation and putting it online. So
so pretty much that's where we got.
But what is the receipts? Is the receipts that at the same time she's allegedly with Easy that he was with Claressa and lying about it? Is that?
Then the leaks appeared. In one fiery post, Remy wrote, "Pat, post you dummy. Hey, Miss Shields. He took your advice, but not before I screenshotted y'all's convo." Yikes. Remy didn't hold back, revealing what appeared to be text messages between Papoose and Claressa Shields, suggesting that Pat might not have been the faithful king he always claimed to be. She clapped back hard, accusing him of playing a double life and threatening her behind the scenes. The same woman who had cheated on him for 17 years was trying to get me arrested, and now he's working with one of his side chicks to try to get me out. The betrayal was loud, and she didn't stop there. She claimed that Pap had been plotting against her, even threatening to release private recordings and pictures. Remy brought receipts and said she obtained messages and photos of Pap with other women while she was gone on vacation. "I have criticized you for your trivial circumstances." She claimed a long time ago that he composed my rhymes, and now he wants to claim that if anyone knows anything private about me, it's him because he threatened to reveal it as well. At this point, Remy was categorically denying that she had ever cheated on him. Stunningly clear hello, Miss Shields. She wrote, "I'm a good woman too, and I'm a one-boyfriend woman, just like I was a one-husband woman," making fun of Pap's attitude, which is why my dad won't go and he won't ever buy you anything. He believes he is the winner and is a taper rather than a giver. Stop messing with me. I'm not the adversary you want. I'm not angry. I'm just pleased. And that's why your boyfriend pressured you to say, "You feel stupid?" Well, baby, you look stupid too. Papoose then had his chance to hit back, but he didn't keep his mouth shut. Remy Ed posted this with absolute fury. In a since-deleted post, he accused Remy of being unfaithful all along and said he had been attempting to divorce her for years. He wasn't holding back when he called her a narcissist and said she had been manipulating the public to create the appearance of their ideal marriage.
That Remy Ma and Papoose finally done called it quits. That man got to go. Like, ma'am, I sat here all this time on you as a man. But you know, that's what women do. That's what women would lay on you. But man, after you got sentenced, matter of fact, before you even got sentenced, men were wrong. And they be having about 5, 6, 7, 10 women lined up for a week. But this man waited on you while you was lined up. They wouldn't let you out. And I'm talking about he got him a little thunder. Sis is young, pretty. She got her own thing going on, so it ain't like it's one of these little fans and nothing that be up against something. Yeah. And you hurt. Guys, you probably was the one in a relationship that was the one. You probably was mental abuse. That man probably was real chill mode. You probably did him real dirty behind closed doors. And he's stuck in the paint and stayed with you while you did him dirty. But now it's okay, baby. Karma is something else.
When he finally had enough, Papoose came out swinging. In a post that made the entire internet buzz, he wrote, "It's sad to say that Remy is a narcissist. She chose to cheat not once, but repeatedly. Now that I've moved on, she's trying to flip the script." He continued by saying that he had been asking for a divorce for years, but that Remy seemed more interested in chasing clout online than handling things like grown people. He also said that Pap had always shown himself as the protective father, but he wasn't finished, so I kept quiet for our 6-year-old daughter. She needs to go to school and live her life. She doesn't need all this turmoil. Pap refuted Remy's allegations that he tried to lock her up or called the police. Stop lying. It's simply shown that he wrote it. You are the one who manipulated the police by fabricating tales concerning. Just when people thought things couldn't get any more intense, Remy responded with equally serious accusations of her own. She accused Papoose of putting his hands on her during a fight in their garage, and he called her out directly for what he claimed was fabricating text messages from more than 10 years ago to make herself appear innocent. So out of control that the cops were summoned to break it up by the pool remodeling workers. Did you forget that the pool was never completed because you were attacking me in the garage and the workers had to call the police to make you stop? Remy snapped at Pap. I haven't even spoken yet. The audio and video will continue to lie at that point. Papoose finally quit holding his tongue and said that Remy had cheated with ease, as the rumor had been nagging at them both. The Twist and the Block Captain fans were shocked when Pap accused Remy of choosing an affair over their daughter, saying that she spent Christmas cuddled up with Ease while their 6-year-old daughter was left behind. He and Ease were truly friends. Thus, the betrayal was deeply felt.
Is that when you think I give it? Listen to me. I do not give a about so much. Then the human will think that because I respond, I give a fuck. I don't give a. I be bored responding. Needed something to do. I done worked out 2 hours straight. The rest of my day is free. I'm on an all fruit damn detox. I don't give. I'm bored. Don't ever think that because I responded to you that I care. I don't give a fuck about you, about her, about him. I don't give nothing. That's the truth.
Then arrived in a post brimming with annoyance. Pap revealed the knockout confession and did not hold anything back. He verified what the streets had been speculating about for months. Now that he's finally moved on, Remy is bitter and trying to spin lies. She's a narcissist. Papoose wrote while I was at home with my daughter last Christmas. He claimed that he offered to end things like grown folks, smoothly and quietly, but Remy wasn't having it. She refuses to divorce like adults just because I wouldn't lie and pretend I didn't knock this chump out, he wrote, and then it got really spicy. Communications in which she begged me to tell a falsehood about it. Pap said, "But who cares? The last time I saw him, he was curled up in the fetal position and didn't throw a single punch." He added that everyone saw it. I knocked him out, and Remy Ma woke him up before taking him home for 4 days. The line had people gripping their phones. As you can see, my daughter couldn't wait to lie again when we got home. I knocked him out because he shook my hand, and then turned around and made that shady move. But Remy wasn't going to be silent either, so she gave me a strong clap back. Sam et oh, and just to be clear, I didn't even punch him out because he slept with my wife. Denying that he left your daughter on Christmas, all you do is lie. She also added a new layer to the mess by accusing Pap of having a serious gambling problem. She wrote, "Let's talk about that," and she wasn't done dragging. Yeah, I'm looking just fine in the background regardless of who I'm with. But trust me, I was with my baby on every important day. I've been telling you to leave, and let's divorce quietly. Remy disclosed, but you said the only way you leave is with a big public blow-up. So here it is. Remy had been requesting a divorce for years, but Pap kept avoiding the papers. This breakup came with knockout screenshots and broken trust, and it's only getting messier. As you already know, Pap claimed he wasn't the kind to post his business online, and now he's saying Remy used his loyalty and morals, which he inherited from his upbringing, as a weapon to turn him into the villain. But let's face it, the Remy Ma and Papoose era is officially over. For years, they were the model couple that everyone swore could survive anything. Prison time, industry chaos, gossip blogs, you name it, unbreakable until they weren't. Everyone is questioning partnerships in the rap game more now because of their fallout. We've seen it before with Jay-Z and Beyonce, Party, and even the strongest marriages have had to deal with ego conflicts, infidelity,